What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So this video today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be doing a leather jacket review. I just want to do a quick little review on this jacket, go over some of the key features, how much I spent on the jacket, whether I like this jacket or not, and whether I would recommend this jacket to you guys. So I picked up this jacket in the very beginning of the riding season, like right around March, when it's still kind of cooler out. You guys know I live in Northeast PA, so I get some pretty bad weather up here, and sometimes the winter months can linger on and whatnot. So kind of wanted to give you guys a review from my perspective on this jacket and go from there. So first things first, this is not a sponsored video. This jacket is from First Manufacturing Company. I've heard a lot of good reviews, so I had no problem picking this up with my own dime. However, with that being said, there's some key things to note. This is their Cinder jacket, diamond stitching on the upper half of the jacket. This is the gray color. I don't know how well you guys can see that, which I kind of went with to match my Alloy Simpson Mod Bandit helmet. So first things first is cost. So this jacket comes in MSRP for $570, give or take. Now, First Manufacturing Company constantly is running sales, and their sales are like half off. So if you ever see this jacket for full price, personally, I wouldn't buy it because they're just gonna run a deal at some point. This jacket I got for 60% off. I think it was like a St. Patty's Day sale or something. This jacket came in right under $300. Ideally, that's probably what I would recommend to you guys for spending. This is my first ever leather riding jacket. Normally I rock the textile jackets, which I still prefer for long distance riding because they kind of give you that water repellency / waterproofing factor, which can definitely make or break a long trip, especially when you're very limited with packing. However, I always wanted a leather jacket and I figured why the hell not? This was on sale. So you can pick these up for under $300. I think it's worth it. So when I first got this jacket, my first impressions when I pulled this out of the box, besides the leather smell and the touch and the feel of the jacket, I thought this is a very high quality jacket because it is pretty sturdy. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but it's a good quality. I don't know a ton about leather, but just the overall feel and texture and weight of this jacket, that it is overall in very good quality. As far as all these snaps and zippers go, like I said, I've had this jacket since about the beginning of March, and overall the zippers and the buttons and stuff have been working just as they should. They don't get jammed up. They don't have issues buckling everything or snapping things back together. It's very smooth sailing. The only thing that I will note right off the bat is the side zipper sleeves here. They kind of came with this little tassel. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So they kind of were hanging on the arm zippers, which I personally didn't like the look of that. You could just take them off. It was just a simple girth hitch. So I took that off, not a big deal. The main jacket zipper, it's kind of nice because it's an extra little something to reach onto to zip the jacket up and down. When I first got this jacket and I put it on and went for my first couple rides, the jacket was overall a little bit stiff, which I feel like that's par for course, especially for a heavier leather jacket. It's just gonna take some time getting in, getting loose. But overall, like the quality of this jacket, I feel pretty good. If you keep it up with like leather conditioner and whatnot, I feel like this jacket could last you a very long time, pending that you don't grow any smaller or any larger in the time that you own this jacket. Now, that leads me to the next thing, the sizing of this jacket. So for reference, I'm 5'8". I typically weigh 165, give or take. Sometimes I go a little lower if I'm cutting. Sometimes I go a little bit higher on like the 170 side. So I went off of the website measurements and I went with the large. It fits pretty good. I'll throw this jacket on here in a second. However, in my opinion, if you're kind of in the middle of the sizes, I would definitely size up once. And then if you're planning on wearing a sweatshirt or something underneath this for cold weather riding, I personally would probably size up too. With that being said, let me throw the jacket on. Excuse me there. It's a little warm here today, so I'm a little bit sweaty recording this video. So therefore the jacket went on a little bit harder. Once again, like I said, I am 5'8". Right now I'm weighing 165, and this is a large jacket. So as you can see, sleeve length is pretty good. If I stretch up here a little bit, I get some gaps a little bit overall in my shoulders and chest and back. It's not too snug to be uncomfortable, but if it went any tighter, I would want to size up, which would be an extra large for me. Back to what I was saying, if I had to put on a hoodie or something underneath this, it would be very snug and not comfortable whatsoever. So in hindsight, I could have went with an extra large, but I didn't. So I just got to kind of live with it and deal with it. But then again, this is a solid leather jacket. From my experience riding early on in the year, coldness was not an issue because of the thickness of the leather jacket. So I'm just going to go ahead, zip this up for you real quick. There you have it. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. Got my jacket on, button those upper buttons, and I'm just going to do a once around, just so you guys can kind of hopefully get a good idea. Overall length's pretty good. It's just below my waistline. So if you're a similar build like me, I personally would probably recommend just getting the extra large. Definitely use their measurement tool on their website and then size up 1. If you plan to wear a sweatshirt, size up 2. Overall riding, my impressions on this jacket are very positive. However, I will start with the one negative feedback that I have for this jacket. So if you're going to ride with this jacket in colder weather months, definitely you're going to want some gauntlet gloves. And if you are unfamiliar with gauntlet gloves, they're essentially gloves that go over the jacket here. Rather than like a normal style wristlet glove, the gauntlet kind of goes over overlays the jacket a little bit. So if you're using this jacket in colder weather months, I would highly recommend getting a gauntlet glove if you don't already have one, because first-hand experience, I was riding and you can kind of see I'm more in a riding stance. You have some opening here and the zipper is closed all the way, but there's no adjustment to kind of make this tighter. So you get some room for some air gaps. As thick and warm as this leather jacket is, if you're out riding and you start to get air through your wrist, it kind of chills you down pretty quickly. So I found that out firsthand. Luckily, I have a pair of thick, heavy gauntlet gloves. So once I was able to put them on and they cover over the wrist, sealed up all the air there, and no issues from there on out. But that is just something to note. Let's go over some of the features and options on this jacket. So as you can see up here, you get 2 pockets that are pretty decent in size. Like you could fit a wallet and stuff in there. You see you get a little slit here to hang a pair of sunglasses. You get the zippers on the wrist to kind of expand it. So there you have that. And from there, you get 5 buttons securing the outside with a heavy-duty zipper down the center. And let me zip that back up for a second. Once you undo the first 5 snaps, you get 2 snaps in here, and there is a little concealment pocket in here for your little pew-pew. I personally would not use this. However, if this is your jam, just know that you are a couple snaps away from being able to access your concealment. Overall, this concealment pocket is pretty large actually. Even if you don't conceal in there, you could definitely fit, I don't know, you could easily fit your phone and wallet in there both at the same time. You get another concealment pocket, so whether you're a right hand draw or left hand draw, you get 2 concealment pockets. However, like you saw, this one's not very quick. You have to undo the main zipper to get to the left hand draw, whereas the right hand draw is just opening up the snaps and you're kind of right there. Those pockets appear to be the same size. On the outside of the jacket, you get 2 pockets, decent in size, enough to get your hands in. You could probably fit, like I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max, you could definitely fit that in there. However, these outside pockets are only secured by 1 single snap. So I probably would not recommend putting something like your phone or wallet in those outside pockets, just due to the simple fact of it being a slightly smaller pocket with the fact that it only is secured by 1 single button. Nonetheless, you have outside pockets. Now, I'm getting hot, so I'm gonna take this jacket off. All right, so with the jacket off, you can see the inside liner. It looks very nice and custom. These jackets are made in New York. For the colder months, you have an inside liner as you can see. For the summer months, it just simply zips out as a normal jacket would. So you can kind of lose some of the thickness, and then the wristlets are secured by snaps, which I always have a love-hate relationship with the snaps in the wristlets because I always wear a watch, and also just being broader chest and shoulders, when I sweat, it gets extremely hard for me to pull my arms out. So naturally, I always somehow break the snaps in the wrists for the inner liner, which, believe it or not, I did as well to this jacket. There you have it as far as that goes. I wouldn't knock that on the jacket manufacturer necessarily, because every riding jacket that I've ever had, I've ripped every single snap out, and as you can see right there. So, and that's not on purpose at all. It's just simply me. I just can't get my arms out. So something to note, but I've had every single one, like I said, in every jacket rip out. So at this point, I'm just used to it. Doesn't even bother me. As you can see, that's normally how it should be. You should not have the attachment come with it. But there you go, your inner liner out for your spring and summer months of riding. Still a heavy leather jacket, even with the inner liner out. So I probably would highly, highly recommend using this only for early spring, late fall, and winter riding, because you're gonna dehydrate rather quickly in a black leather jacket riding in 100-degree weather. However, with that being said, you can see even with the inner liner out, the inside of the jacket has the same pattern design throughout. It also exposes your pouch here for your back armor. It is worth noting that this jacket does not come with any armor. If you want armor, you either have to buy it separately or reuse armor from a separate jacket. But this jacket does have options for the CE armor. As you can see, you got your back pad there. And then if I start to pull the sleeves out a little bit, you can see you have some room for shoulder armor. And then I also believe if I pull the sleeve all the way out, you get some room for some forearm armor as well. Yes, so I don't know how well you guys are going to see this, but I have the sleeve pulled out. You have your shoulder armor up here. I'm just going to kind of outline it out, and then come down lower. You have your forearm armor here. Kind of comes down about this far and loops up and back around. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to see that. Blends in very well, but this jacket does have the option for CE back armor, shoulder armor, and forearm armor. But as I said earlier, you have to buy that separately. One thing quickly to note on the outside of the jacket near the back and shoulders, it kind of does have some like relief stitching here. So you do have an extra like little bit of stretch in your shoulders and part of your back, as well as some little vent holes for around your armpit. Can't say I've ever felt them get air through it, but you're not buying a heavy duty leather jacket to necessarily get air to cut right through it. So I'll leave it with that. So with that being said, overall, would I recommend this jacket? And I think it comes down to A, price point. What are you looking to spend in a motorcycle jacket, as well as B, what's going to be your purpose of riding? If you guys are doing a lot of long distance riding, I would 1000% probably go with a textile type jacket, get a lot more flexibility, a lot more air movement, as well as the water repellency and waterproofing technology, as well as it just being a general lighter jacket, so it's lighter to pack on a long trip. If the weather's constantly changing, one minute you're wearing it, next minute you got to find somewhere to stow it. Be a lot easier to stow than a big, thick, heavy leather jacket like this. If you are old school, like your leather, or just simply want a leather jacket for winter riding and you just like the look of the First Manufacturing Company jackets, because that's kind of what sold me, then in that case, I'd go ahead and buy this. I would not pay full price for this because they constantly run sales on their website. At the time of me recording this video on July 9th, they currently have this jacket for over 50% off. I think the price is right in $280, so you could easily pick this jacket up for under $300. So I definitely would not pay the full $570. I think that's personally ridiculous, but unfortunately for heavy duty leather, that's just kind of the going rate, it seems, for any of the leather jackets. So far, this jacket's holding up good. My only two downfalls are you definitely want a gauntlet glove if you're riding in cold weather, as well as you saw earlier, the snaps around the wristlets can tear off rather easily. That's the norm for me and my jackets. I throw it out there just for you as a consumer to know about that, but doesn't change anything as far as I go. I think if you're after this kind of style riding jacket, yeah, go for it. Just don't pay full price for it. For the average person that wants to stretch their dollar and get the most out of what they spend on a riding jacket, I personally would probably recommend a textile jacket. But just to recap, I think the best part about this jacket is the overall looks. I think it looks like a pretty badass jacket if you ask me. I would also say because of it being a good looking heavy duty jacket, the biggest flaw is that it's a heavy duty jacket. So if it's gonna change weather throughout the day, might not be the jacket you wanna pack if you're torn. So once again, in closing, if you guys are looking for this jacket, I'll have the link down below in the description. Like I said earlier, this is not by any means a sponsored video. Just remember, if you're gonna get this jacket, maybe size up 1 to 2 sizes based on your needs and wants. With that being said, if you guys have any questions or anything concerning about the jacket, please feel free to ask me or put your experiences down below in the comments so that way we can help other people that might be looking to buy or not buy this jacket. Let's help each other out. But if you guys made it this far in the video, make sure to smash that like button, comment, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so that way you guys get notified when I post new videos like this one. Make sure to ride safe and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!